Welcome to fmtraining.tv. I hit the wrong button. Well done, me. Other than that, we're good. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monday. Monday is Monday. Hi, I hope you all are doing well. Let's talk about our live stream training schedule. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we are doing FileMaker coding standard and calculation syntax with Nick Hunter, a senior engineer at RCC who has been doing streams for us for many years now and does them wonderfully. This will be an interesting conversation. Learning what to call what is always going to be interesting. And also, coding standards is an interesting chat that I don't think we've talked about before on this channel, really. I mean, it comes up in conversations, but like explicitly addressed, I don't think we've talked about that. If you'd like to support the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. Feel free to get our FM Training annual subscription bundle. If you have bought this before, thank you very much. Seriously, it always helps out. This, if you're like, man, there's like 3 options. What's the difference between the 3 options? This one has like most of the videos. This one has pretty much all the videos, but no FileMaker. This one has FileMaker and a couple other shenaniganery and stuff attached. So that's that. If you're like, oh, so I happen to need FileMaker and I need all the videos. I want to do the complete. If you just need the videos, all the videos, you go plus. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are. One of the cool things about this is that we always have people from literally all over the world watching. Always great. Okay. Speaking of which, I believe our presenter is in Greece.
Yes.
Nick, what are we doing
Still,
today?
for 10 days after that, I'm leaving. Okay, so it starts to be cold here, cold and raining. And,
so the weather is
But we have
ideal.
nice days sometimes, sometimes we have nice days. So it's time for me to go. I'm going to 30 degrees Celsius, which is like 95.
It's pretty toasty, right? Yeah.
It will be good.
Good.
Thank you for joining today. So great day. We start a new series, so always like to do that, and hopefully we go well. Sometimes I have some oops sometimes, but I'm like a cat, right? You know cats, right? So I fall always on my feet.
Yes, I would agree. So
okay. So today I don't know if we maybe we have a coding standard, but I'm going to extend that a little bit to something else. Okay, so what do we talk about? We talk about coding standard, okay, and we talk about calculation syntaxes. Okay, so when coding standard, what is about the coding standard? Okay, it's the name we use for fields, tables, occurrences, layouts, and scripts, pretty much. That's the coding standard. Okay, so we have a standard. We have a document that I think you have it. It's a PDF file, but I'm going to give it to you again, and then we can share. It's a PDF I wrote while I was at FileMaker, right? So, and I took it and I modified it to be a more RCC, more out of the world, a little bit more. And I enhanced it and improved it. So in 2016, and since I didn't do anything because it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, we didn't have any major change. So so that is a coding standard. The calculation syntax is how you name pretty much the variables, and how you name the let statements or variables. Inside the let statement you have variables. So that's a way to name this in a way to help you. So the goal with the coding standard is to help. It's not to piss off the people. It's a great help. Sometimes you can look at it and say, okay, why I'm going to waste my time naming things that way, because it seems too much. It seems like, oh, I need to name everything like this. And the answer is yes, because the little time you're going to invest in naming your thing correctly, you're going to save it. So 1 minute spent are in naming things correctly. It's an hour saved while development, right? So it's that big, it's that big because when you have 10 fields, 2 tables, that's okay. But when you have 80, 100 tables and hundreds of fields and hundreds, almost thousands of occurrences, if you don't have a very strict discipline in naming things, it's okay, it's bad. It's impossible to do a good job if you don't use that discipline. Okay, it's impossible. You will waste time. You will get angry, and you will lose things, and you will duplicate things, and you will and you will forget things. So, and also you won't recognize what you're doing. You won't understand what you're doing. Most of the time, I noticed something that came from years of strict discipline and sticking with this. As you know, like I said to my customer, I say, okay, it's my OCD. It's an OCD. If I don't put the little character I need to put at one place, I don't feel good. I feel like it's not right, so I need to fix it. Right? It's an OCD, but it serves a purpose, and the purpose is I never use a lot of commenting in scripts, or I don't use a lot of comments in calculation, stuff like this, because the name I use, the syntax I use for script parameters or let statement or variable or scripts or layouts, they tell everything. So when you read this in the script, or when you read this in a calculation, you don't need comments, because the way it's named, it tells you everything. So it's pretty much the name is the comments, because everything there. Sometimes I'm putting like a reminder, or when I'm using a UUID, for example, I hard code a UUID, because sometimes you can do that, because those IDs are is what you build. Only you as a developer, you have access to those things. So you can use one UUID directly in the code. And but I'm putting a comment and say, okay, that UUID is that record. Is there, I'm / boom, I'm putting a little comment like this, but not more. But the name of fields is very important. So before I was opening a file. I'm going to open a file right quick here. So I'm going to show you that file, because you have both. You have the coding standard and you have no coding standard. And then you will see the problem. So that's why I'm using it, because I have all the files, but they build from scratch the right way. So I don't have the bad, and I have only the good thing to show you. So I'm going to show you bad and good. Okay. So and I'm going to explain why it's bad. I'm going to explain why it's good. Okay. So I don't think we will have a simple file outside. Maybe yes. Maybe a little reminder. I'm going to build like this, but it won't be a big file. But it's because this is more about theoretical, and so you need to learn. So it's something you need to learn. That file. It's not the first time I'm showing it. And here we have a lot of things, right? So we have I'm showing you the managed database. So we have a lot of tables. So this file was a file built before, and then I took over, right? And I built this, right? So this is something also I want to talk about. is that you can have a file that has been built like 10 years ago and built with many mistakes without any UI UX knowledge and stuff like this, and we can get this without rebuilding it, right? We can get this just by fixing it. Okay, that's possible. So if you have a file and you feel like you need to relift, let's say it's a relifting, and they're reorganizing the file, that you can call us. We have the expertise on doing this, right? So here we have a lot of tables. So like I said, so here we have 148 tables, right? So the tables here, you can see they were built before and then after. So you have names, new names and old names, right? And so you can see here, well, I don't know how this spinning wheel. So here you have the right name here, and well, the spinning wheel. You have the right name. Oh, here. Okay. So this is the naming without standard. So we don't really know what they are. Okay. So, I mean, we know, but they're not in the standard. The standard is this. This is the standard, right? So this is the standard. This is the standard. This. Why? So here how we name the thing. For example, let's take system. Okay, it's 3 letters, 3 or 4 or even 5 sometimes, that will describe what it is in 3, 4, 5 letters, right? So here, for example, system, it's SYS. User is USR, right? User, okay? And here we have value list. Here we have value list entities. So it's val for value list, vali for value list entities, and then we have vali, value list item level 1 and value list item level 2. Correct? Same here. So now you know the 3, 4, 5 first letters in capital are the name, are the abbreviation of their table. Value list item level 2. Value list item, right? Level 2. I don't put level, I know 2, 1, right? I didn't say L, L2, L1. It's okay, you can skip this. Sometimes you can do some freedom like this, but it's enough to recognize what it is. This is a value list, val. This is a val I1, val I2, right? This is the val A, val E, value list entity, okay? Same for transfer, okay? Same for server activity. I have 2, but this is because it's coming from 2 different things. This one I need to delete it. This is what I'm using. Sign up log, S-log, sign up log, S-log, right? So you choose like preference, of course, past pages, PPG, so this one was from the previous developments. Parcel display, PRD, PARD, parcel display. Here what project calendar days, project calendar days. So this is a name, OCR. So, it's that easy. Login, log, language, lang, right? So you see how the tables are named right? Import session, invoices, global, So document, docket dates, docket serial number, DKSN, etc., etc., etc. This is how you name tables. 3, 4, 5 characters in capital, underscore, and whatever you want here. But this need to be an abbreviation of what it is next, something that you can recognize. So why this? This is why. So let's say I'm here, right? And I want, so we in the managed database, we don't have a search capabilities. We don't have search, So if I want to go directly from here to documents, I'm typing doc. If I want to go here, I want to go to dockets, I'm going to dockets. If I'm here, I want to go to system, I'm going to system. If I'm here, I'm going to the cross-reference to, I'm to cross-reference to. So you can type doc, 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 doc. If I want to go from here to slog, if I want to go from here, I want to go back to, I don't know, to invoice. See, you go and you navigate directly, typing the first characters, right? So, so this is why one of the first reason, or we need that. Okay. The second reason is because we have a lot of things coming out of a menu. For example, when you hear navigating from table here, I don't have a search capability on tables. I don't. So I have a menu like this. So if I want to go to documents, I don't have documents here. Maybe I don't have documents here. I should have. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't have the doc. See? Let's say another one, invoice, right? I'm going to try to invoice. If I want to go to globals, I'm going to global. I'm sure that the abbreviation will help me to go directly, DKTD, right? I'm going to docket dates formal, right? See? So directly, I can go in the menu here. If you use that technique here, which is an awful technique, to put an underscore before everything, right? So you lose this. You lose this, right? And if, for example, if I had to rename that parcel activity log, for example, because here I have I cannot go to the parcel activity log. I cannot go. I need to go with the menu. I cannot type any characters for this, right? So let's do something. Let's take this parcel activity log and renaming the right way, and you will see why this is powerful. Because here I have no way to go because I have parcel. So I cannot type 3 characters or 4 characters. I can't, and I have the underscore that that blocks me. Okay. So let's rename this parcel activity log the right way. Okay. If I want to rename this, but I'm not going to validate this because, I have no right to do that. Okay. Parcel activity log. Okay. Parcel activity log. Right. Parcel activity log. So if I change this name, I'm not going to click OK. Remind me not clicking OK. Let me this. So if I have now PACL and I'm here, PACL, boom, I'm going there. Before I couldn't go. So I can select with menus in that. So every time you have a menu, and we have a lot menu like this. So let me cancel this. I can't rename this. So, but let's say we have a portal, for example, okay? We have a portal. So, and in the portal, we to pick the table that is here, we have this menu. That's all what we have, right? So now that I didn't save my PSEL, I cannot go, right? But let's say I want to go to system, right? Or maybe I don't have all of them, yeah, because they're not related. So let's go to one that is related, one that is related. And this, for example, this is awful naming. You know, parcel. They all start with parcel. So if I had my technique of the naming of the table, I would have named this PAH, right? PHA, PAHA, PAHF, and PAHI. So I could have go directly to the three of them. You understand? Because I will keep the parcel hearing or parcel, yeah, I will keep that. But before I will have this 3, 4, 5 characters, no more, because after that, you know, the type over here won't get more than 4 or 5 if you lucky, right? So this is why we need you know, the coding standard in the table. It's very cool for that reason. Okay. If we don't have any question, I'm going to switch to the other. I'm going to go next.
We do have a question. Does renaming a table break things?
It could. It could. You need to be careful on this. If you have a basic development, it won't. But if you have, let's say, a bad development, or if you use ODBC, or if you use, you know, things like this, or if you use, let me think about, you know, Intuit, you know, what's the name of the, the thing for the contability, the accounting, what's the name? We use that internally. QuickBooks. If you use things like this, you can break things. Again, you need to be careful. If you have a basic development, that's okay. You know, in my case here, all what I built is not breakable technically, but I'm not sure what this guy did or what he did. You know, so normally I'm not renaming things without being sure of myself. You know, if I'm not sure myself, I don't. If I am sure, I do. But if I'm not sure, I don't do. I don't, you know, rename things like this. So, other questions?
Nope, we're good.
Okay. So that's for tables. So after the tables, right, we have the occurrence. So that's the next, because the occurrences are, you know, they rely on tables. So I'm going to show you the good and the bad. Okay, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay. So the bad is this. Okay, this is bad. You know, this is the bad design. It's okay. The guy agreed. So this is not good. Okay, because everything linked together, and so it's not an anchor buoy. It looks like an anchor buoy, but it's not, because everything related to everything pretty much. So, and I cannot sever link like this. I can't right now. I can't. If I do that, I break too many things. So I cannot break these things. Those links here, I can't break those that are pretty much connecting world with other worlds like this. I can't. You know, I can't. So it looks like an anchor buoy, but it's not. Okay. But in the naming, so this is another story, but in the naming, Okay, this is a naming. This is a name, right? So why this is bad, right? And why this is good. I'll tell you something. The brain is working in a very peculiar way. Your brain, okay. You want to remind you this. You won't remember this. This you won't remember. You won't remember that name. You won't remember this. I'm always looking for things here. I'm always looking for things because they are puzzle, but they start. I have no way. I have no way to see this, right, and remind me this. Remember, I can't. It's this looks the same, and I don't have something to sit to, like this, feed account, and they look like change informal Harris self, change formal Harris self GT. So at the end of the day, you won't remember which one is which. You won't, because you have to remember all the sentence, because this is the same, ding, 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 is the same. What's the difference between two? Formal, informal. How you remember that, right? So you can't. You can't remember. It's too. You need to remember all the sentence, right? You need to remember all the sentence. Here, I know T16P, that's the language. It's okay. You sit once and okay, I need to go to the T16P. It's that simple, okay? Or here, okay, I have, TO5K, TO5L, TO5M. You remember those TO5M. Context is on the TO5, right? And okay, the TO5 is contact. So you're in contact, TO5, you remember at that point. It's easy to remember, especially if you use always the same, right? If you use always the same pattern. I know T106 is always system. In all my development, T106 is always a system, right? Always, right? So I remember T106, right? T12 is always users. That's why, doesn't make sense. I start with O1 here, then I'm going to O2, O3, O4, O6, and then I'm going to T12 directly, right? Yeah, I know. It's because on all my development, users are T12, right? T16 always be my document, so it doesn't make sense. I'm T12, and then I'm saying, okay, TO5 here, because TO5 always be contact, always in my developments, always. And the T16 is my document, always. So I know that T16 is all about documents. And then I know, just what you need to remember, it's a letter. You don't have to remember more than this. A letter of 2 letters, but you don't have to remember more. So when you want to reuse something, right? Let's go to documents here. Okay. So, and you want to do something, right? So when you hear, so let's open 2. So I'm going to show you the bad and the ugly first, and then I'm going to show you the good, okay? So what the bad? The bad is this. I want a portal, right? I want a portal here. Don't know why it's so slow, but it's okay. When I zoom, it's always doing this. And this file has everything dependent on. So here I'm there. Look at this. So I want to go somewhere. I want to pick up something, right? So let's say I want to pick. I'm going to my relationship map, right? And I want to put a portal with this, okay? With this parcel documents, or let's say no, I want this document all types all, okay? Documents all type all, right? So I want this here. So I'm going to documents, right? So I need to do this, right? So, but you have a lot of things similar. The names are not, they're not great. They're not. So why? Because they're difficult to be identified. Sometimes you get confused, especially when you get to all of those things, you get confused and you don't remember how I named this, because sometimes it's named in one way, sometimes it's named like this. It's not consistent, right? It's not consistent. It doesn't tell you what it is. I have no way to know what this is. I have no way to know what this parcel offer submitted. Where it's going. I know, I remember where it's going, but and to be honest with you, I named this. You recognize the pipes. When I put pipes here, that's my stuff. But those, and those I didn't. So this is the ugly. So difficult to identify, difficult to reach, not easy to read, right? And the same with, here, because sometimes, you need to go to a related table, right? And you don't remember which one you want. Let's go to the good. So I want a portal on the good world. If you want to show me, okay. Okay. So I know I have letters. Okay. So if I remember, for example, if I want to see the parcels attached to that document, I know it's T16R. I know by heart. I remember because it's free. It's T16R. I remember the R. I remember that. So I need to remember this. I don't even know what that. But if you want to identify something when you name correctly, this is how it works. This is how this works. They all start with T16, right? I don't have anything else than T16. Those for tests, so forget about this. But the current table is T16 documents, right? I'm going to explain all of this, and don't worry. And then I have T16A, then B, C, D, E, F, Z, and then I start AA, AB, AC, AD, until AZ, and then you can do BA, BB, BC, BZ, and then you can say, okay, because I'm going to show you an example where I'm going to DZ. I have all the A's until A to Z, AA to AZ, BA to BZ, CA to CZ, and DA to DZ. I have this, right? I have this example where I have that many connection relationship, right? But here that's simple. And here I know, I know what it is. This one, for example, right? It's the T16C. This is my identifier for my brain to remember or to reach it easily. If I'm here, T16C, T16F, T16Z or W, right? So you can type. And now here, the C, what it is, it's a relationship from documents to the value list item table, right? So that means this is small, this is capital, because all the capital are the table where I'm landing in the relationship. That means what I'm going to display on that portal will come from the value list item table, right? So from the T16C, so from documents table to the value list items using the foreign key value lists, right? And I put an additional identifier, an information, a comment, like a clue, additional clue. This is for document types. Sometimes I don't put a clue. I don't need this. Yeah, I need it. I need here, right? This one, for example, I'm using is from the document table to the values item table, using as a key the value. And also it's for the document types. Those two are for the document types, right? So this, for example, here is easy. It's from document to parcel, and I'm using the UUID parcel as a key. That's it. I don't need more because it's self-explicit, right? Here the same here, from document to the counties table using the UUID county. Here, for example, this one was from document to parcel using the UUID parcel as a key. This one is from document to parcel using the parcel number as a key. So I can recognize, I know what it is. I don't care what I don't care what it's for. I care what it is. Sometime I want to help myself. I want to give me a little clue, and I tell for what it's for. It's for document types. I tell. I'm saying, okay, this is for, like for this one, I'm using this AA stuff. It's a document to parcel using the ID parcel, but that I'm using this for the OCR. I give myself an indication, right? Sometimes I don't put an additional comment like this, like this, like this, like this. I don't put an additional comment. Sometimes I'm putting an additional comment like this, saying, okay, this is what for. This is why I'm using this. It's for the document types, right? This is why. But sometimes I'm giving another type of indication on the name of my occurrence. I'm saying, okay, I'm using this for the duplicates. And I put that is for the duplicates, right? But self. Why I'm putting self? I'm putting self for one reason. So duplicates, that means I'm using this to find the duplicates, right? But from document to documents. So I'm pointing that to itself. I'm pointing that from that table to that table. It's the same table. It's a self-join relationship. I'm putting self. I'm saying, okay, this one is self. Because visually here, I can see all the self. I know immediately. This is pointing to itself. Then I'm saying, okay, yeah, it's pointing to itself, but this, I'm pointing to itself for all the records. This is for one records, this for all. And you see here, I have a difference here. So how this works, from table to tables, so that means I'm starting from that table to that table, using that key, that's the purpose, and that's my indication about what some indication that helps is point to itself, right? And it's for all records. This one here, from that table to that table, using that key, but I'm using another one as well. That means there's multi-predicate. I have many keys here, not only one. I have many keys in my relationship. And then it's for the duplicates. It points to itself, but I don't put the all because that's for all records. This is for one records, right? So now that you saw the good, I'm going to explain this here before we go to the questions, okay? So let's go. So even here, so now I'm here. So why the T16, the T, okay, why? I'm here. And I want to go to the T16R relationship. From here, directly go to the T16R. If you use this here, there's no way that works. But here, look what happened. T16R, I'm there, selected, right? Let's say, I don't know, I want to go to the TO5J, is there, right? So TO5J, TO5J, yeah, here. T16R, there, directly. But when you remember the number in the relationship, you can navigate, you know. T106F, I'm going there all the time, right? T16R, T106F, T106F. So you navigate throughout the map like this. Also, if you have the MBS plugin T16, so you have all the T16, you know, T16 like this, and you can see all the T16F, right? So there, you can go directly from here, right? But you can type over in the relationship map, which is cool, right? So let me explain now this, right? In this means I'm starting from documents, doc. I'm starting from documents. So documents. So which one I was using? This one. I'm starting from documents, right? Starting from documents. They all start from document. They all start from document because they all start from here. It's an anchor buoy. And then also, I'm pointing, so I'm starting from here, documents, and this occurrence points to documents as well, right? So let's use another than this, or let's use this one, this example. So it's pointing to documents, and the relationship use the MDS, the MD5, you know, file field. I'm using the MD5 fields. MD5 fields. Where's my relationship? MD5 fields. MD5. But it's a unique predicate. Here, I have two predicates. Correct? I have this one, but I have this one as well. So this symbol is to symbolize that I have additional predicates, not only one. I have additional predicates, right? And then the purpose, if I need, right? And then the indication that is self-join. So why all of this? You know, why? Because I'm putting information like our self. Let me see if I have another one interesting here. I don't see one, but for example, yeah, here, this one is interesting. So I'm going from hearings. I know this is going from this one, right? It's going from hearings to dockets. I'm using the docket number as a main predicate, but I have others. I know this relationship will create a records, and it's for the formal hearings. Formal hearings. This one is the same, but it's for informal hearings. So if I look the relationship here, is I'm starting from hearing to dockets. I'm using the docket number as, our docket number as key, right? And there's another one. I have two keys here. I allow creation on records, allow creation of records here. So I put the name creation, and also I put the indication. This is for formal. I'm using that for formal, and this for informal. Because the docket number, I have the docket number. This is for informal, and the other one for formal. Right? Sometime, so let's see if I have one that do this. Yeah. So the TO6I. Sometime you have a relationship like this, right? This one is going to, I need to open it. It's coming from system to the value list item table level 1. Okay. So I'm going to the value list item level 1 from the system table, right? And I'm using the foreign key value list as a key. Let's check. And there's a bug here because it should be like this. See, I forgot this. So let's put it, right? So I have many predicates here. I have this one, and this one. I have 3. But the first, the main, the one that is important. So you elect when you need to put a name like this, you elect the most relevant. You elect the most important. Okay. The main key is this one. The main key is this. This is the main. Those are additional, right? Because you want only to put one. You don't want to put all of them. Otherwise, first of all, you reach the limit because you have a limit in the name. If you do this, boom. So you have a limit in the name, 100 characters, right? So you don't want to have excessive information. So this is enough. But also I give myself an indication. The indication that I give myself is that I create with that relationship and I delete. Check. I create and I delete. If I was sorting, also, I would have said this. If I was sorting, create, delete, sort, right? And I have a lot with sort, as by the way, all of these sort, right? They're all sort, right? All of them. I know they sort. So let's take, for example, this Cartesian one. So we all know what Cartesian is. It's a link pretty much that goes to all records, right? So this one I know, it's a Cartesian. It's a Cartesian. I put the name. This is from the user to navigation, okay? And I'm using a Cartesian link. That means this one. This Cartesian link, right? So there's no key. There's no key because I could have select anything. It worked. It's a Cartesian. You can select whatever, whatever you want here. It will work because it's a Cartesian. So I don't care about the key, but I have an indication. I'm sorting it. I sort that relationship. It's sorted. I have a sort something here, right? So the name. So now you have another. Before we go to the question, I want to finish this topic. The name is helping you in excessive way. For example, if I take I don't have a big example here. I should have opened another file, but during the question, I'm going to open another one. But let's say, so let's discard this. I'm going to the data viewer, and I'm doing this. So I have all the T16, all my T16, all my document relationship, all of them, they're all there. I can see them, right? In a list. So if I know the letter, I can type the letter, but if I don't know, I can just check which one I want by the name. Because the name give me everything, right? So it's a good way, very easy to recognize. For example, you want to know which one deletes. What are the relationship that deletes? All of them deletes. This one, this one, this one, they all deletes. I don't see it, but it deletes, right? Delete sort, right? So if you tap delete here, you have all the deleting relationship, all of them. This one, this is not my stuff. It's but here you have all the delete stuff. This is a function from a plugin, but you have all the delete table. You can see. You want to see all the sort table. Okay, all the sort table are here. You can see all of them are sorting table. They all sorted, all of them, all of those. But if you have a minute, I'm going to stop sharing this. I'm going to open another file of mine. Well, maybe if you want to collect the question, I'm going to open the file right quick and show you a huge file with many interesting things that you can see about the name, right?
Yes.
And okay, so while you collect the question, and but it looks crazy to name that way, but you can't even imagine how this can be useful. So here, so I'll show you how it's a small file.
A small file.
Okay, it's a small file with a small amount of relationship. You have all of those. Okay, this was before, right? So this was before, right? So the same BS, and this is the new one, right? So you can see here, we have a second level, right? You have a second level here. So let's say I want to show the 109, right? The 109. So they're all in the same, following the same pattern, from subsection data to one table, boom, 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 and all with the number, with the name, the letters, right? And then here we have a particularity, So we go to a second level. So this one is named T109H from subsection data to categories using a Cartesian link sorted. This one here is a T109H1. I'm coming from categories because this is category. This was subsection, so the small is subsection. This one is category, so this is category. But here I'm coming from category to the subcategory one using the IDF category field, right? So, and the name is T09, T109, T109H, and T109H1. So now, if I'm going to here, and I'm typing T109, look what happened. I'm seeing in a list my relationship. I know this one is related to this one just by looking the name. T109A is before T109A1. So I know the T109A1 is after the T109A. I know, I can see it. Same for the C. I know the C1 is after the C. The C1 is connected to the C. And the C is connected to the, to the T109. Same for the H. Remember, my H is there. I know this one is connected to this. So if you know the name T109H1, boom. Right? And you don't care about this. You never type this. On the other thing, when you have this name, idiot name, you have to type all the name, pretty much. Here, no. To get straight to that, look all what I have as a relationship, From all of those, I want to go straight to one, T109H1. Boom. That's it, clack. It's straight. Typing 4 or 5 characters out of all of those. And when you're building, when you're developing, you turn around, you churn around the same numbers, the same name, because you're working on something. You're working on this. You're working on the material. Yeah, I remember. I stayed there 2 months. I stayed there 2 months in this freaking material list. That was so complicated. I know by heart those numbers. After 2 months working on the same damn thing, you remember. You remember the F, the G, the H. You remember. You don't know anymore what that means. But you don't read that ever. You stay on the number, on the letters, because it's on your brain. It's easy to remember, right? So that's why this is the H1, the H2. So of course, if I go there, let's say I'm going to invent one, so if I go there, so let's say I want to go to the T109. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is, Okay, T109, boom, I'm there. Here. I was there. Okay, from here, I want to go straight to my world, T109. Okay. Oh, I typed 8, sorry. T109, T109. T109, okay. Right? Directly. So now if I want here, I'm going to build another one. I'm not going there. Let's say I'm going to the category 2, for example, right? And I have the same IDF, okay? But this one is the number 2, because the 1, I already have it. So this will be number 2, TH12, and I'm going to link it, right, with the same like this. And let's say now I want the a third one. So I'm doing 3, remove this, I'm going there. So if I do this, this is what it looks like. If I go anywhere and I'm typing T109H, 1, 2, 3, I have them all. And if you know what I mean? I have the H, which is the main one, and all the 1, 2, 3 depends from the H. So I have my world in front of my eyes, right? And I know what it is, from category to subcategory 1, 2, and 3, using IDF category as key, right? Look, the name is really, really powerful, because you see the world, you see the map, you can see it in list. you have a visual representation of what this means. It start with this, and then I have this, and this attached to it, right? So let's cancel this because it's a production file. So questions?
David has one. I'm not quite sure what they're asking about, so I'm just going to read it and maybe they'll rephrase. What is parcels field?
Parcel, that's the name of her. It was the name of her. It's a name of a table. They are parcels, are home parcels. Where you live in the United States, your house is on a parcel, and you have a parcel number. The county is managing this. You have a parcel number. All your house has parcel number. You know, or when you have a house, you have a parcel number. So that's why it's the name of the file. You know, it's nothing to do with FileMaker.
Okay.
It's the name. It's the name of it's the name of the table, parcels.
Yeah. Another question is, why do you still have the old set of relationships? Do you just keep it to share it with us so we can see
Yeah,
what they look like?
yeah. Okay. So why I'm not destroying it? Because I'm using it. It's still in use. I'm small, little by little. I'm moving things away. So in this example here, it's a great example because you know here, for example, I consider myself this is TO5 contact, but I didn't name that TO5 contact. I still name the old way. One day I'm going to rename those, but this relationship here was the relationship existing, and this is a new one I'm creating. So when I create new relationship, I'm creating the relationship with a new way. Those are new. Those are new things I create on top. Those were existing. So I keep the existing things, right? And little by little, the new one I'm going to build, I build with the new way. And then one day I'm going to, sometime I'm renaming an old one. All of these I can rename them. One day I'm going to rename some of them. You know, little by little, rename, because I know I don't break anything with those greens. So that's why they're green. They're green because I know I can. This one, I don't know. I'm not sure. This one is really complicated. It's used for the web. I don't want to touch this. But this, yeah, I can go. I will rename those. So here, for example, you have another good example. I'm working on this. Here you have a mixed match of old ones or new ones, right? They're new, using the new, So at one point I'm going to rename the sites T100, right? The T100 sites, that will be the T100 site, and then A, B, C, D, E, right? So that's why I'm keeping, because those are still used in many things. It's still used in reports and fields and calculations and scripts. And so before I'm going to rename all of this, we take years to go there, little by little, like this one. This at one point, this will be T301. I will rename that because this is how I name this. So I little by little I'm going to start rename those, but sometimes I'm doing it, sometimes I don't. But those are new. So the new stuff I can go and straightforward and I can build. So this table I built it completely. This world I built it. It wasn't existing in the system. So I directly start with the good naming, because it's something I create on top. It wasn't existing. Other questions?
Michael Kerwin says that he's not totally convinced. I see where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, if you reopen a file after a few months, I feel like it can be just as confusing.
No, it's not. No, it's not. How it can be confusing? Confusing where? A T, when you type this T12, is T12. How confused? It's coming from invoice to contact using ID contact. You understand? Why is it confused? If I open another file I never built and I see and the guy is using this naming convention, I know it's coming from invoices. Okay, I get it, right? He's going to contacts. I get it. Using ID contact as a key, like key. It's the representation of the reality, right? The old way is not the representation of the reality. It's what it's for. And I don't care what it's for, because this one relationship, I can use it to many things. Why should be I don't know, like FID account, feed account, hearing informal, both change Harris. So it could be, but this is not the reality. The reality is not this. It's not. I don't know what feed account is, because this is, okay, so it's named feed account, but I don't know what it is. I don't know I know what it's for, but I don't know what it is. So if you don't know what it's for, that's confusing, because if you straight go there, you don't know what it is. But if I want to rename that relationship the right way, so let's say we name the feed account, or we name that T00. Let's say, okay. So this will be the T00A. Okay. So I'm coming from, first of all, right? So I'm coming from feed account. This is how it's named. I'm going to hearings, right? Then, so it was this one. No, hearing formal both. I don't remember. Formal is this one. So I used the parcel number as a main, and this is the most important one. This is the one that makes the connection. This is the one that do some filtering, but the main connection is this. Those are for eliminating things. I want the same parcel number. That's very important. Then I don't want I want the formal. Okay, so I named this. I said, okay, pipe, right? Parcel number, right? And now I'm going to put, so from feed accounts to hearings, using the parcel number as a key, right? And so it was this, right? It was this one here. I don't remember which one it was, but it was this one. This one, yeah. No, it was this one. I don't remember which one I picked. This one. It was this one, right? Okay. So now we have many important. We have important thing to know. Okay, we have important thing to know. So, okay. I have many keys, and it was formal Paris. So now I know. The advantage is the T00A, you will remember at one point, when you are working with this. But otherwise, remember, I couldn't recognize which one I picked, because it's hearing, formal, both, change, iris. I don't know. I don't know. Now I know from where it's coming from, where it's coming from, where it's going from, where it's going to, using which key, that I have many, and it's formal Harris, right? So, and now if I want to go to the feed account, if I want to go to that relationship, okay, feed account, okay, which one? You remember? Do you remember one? Do you remember which one it is? I ask you. Okay, let's do a game. Let's do a game. Okay. Let's do a game. I pick this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Boom. Which one it was?
There was hearings in the word somewhere, but other than that,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
okay, like all of them. So which one it was? I'm asking you. You had 5 freaking seconds to remember. Okay,
I
now
don't know.
you don't know. Okay, now let's do another game. Let's do another game, okay?
Yes.
Okay. I'm here. I'm much more. I pick this one. Oh no, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. What was it?
T16 documents parcels. You initially picked counties, but then you changed to parcels.
Okay, so I already do the game because are you sure that the only way you can remember them? Okay, I pick the one, this one.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, so 4, 5. What was it? T16 what?
Documents parcels.
Okay, you don't remember the K. You didn't remember the K.
Oh, I didn't remember the K. Nope. Sorry. I wasn't looking at that. My brain was automatically hooking onto the actual name
so
of the
now
name tag.
so now refocus your brain.
Yes.
Right? And focus on don't
the
care.
Simple letter. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the one you want.
Mm-hmm.
You have 5 seconds to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was it?
T16N.
Okay. That's it. So here, right? So here you need to remember the word thing. Every single word you need to remember it here, because otherwise you need to remember exactly what it is. Because they're all the same. Change, date, docket, informal hearings. They're all the same. But this one, I know immediately, okay, it's TOOA. It's okay. TOOA. I don't need to remember all of those. I don't care. I know I'm there. I'm working on my relationship map. I'm working on it. I create the relationship. I just created, I just freaking created. I know where am I. I'm creating this one and I need to reuse it. Okay, so you know immediately it's TOOA. So if you're not convinced, well, too bad for you. I mean, because when I don't have this, I'm spending hours trying to remember those names, and you need to go with crazy names because they need to be different, right? But they look the same because you need to give you the indication from what it was. So you're not convinced, that's okay, don't use it. But you shooting yourself on the foot 2 times, 3 times, because it's first of all visually, this looks awful, and this looks much better. And as I told you, when you have a second level, you have you have H1, H2, H3, H4, where you don't have on the other one, right? And you know what it is. You give yourself indication. It's okay. But if you're not convinced, that's okay. I know I save thousands of hours every year in because I pretty much I cannot work if the file doesn't have this system. I can't work. I completely disagree to work on something that doesn't have this system because I'm wasting like a third of my time trying to figure out those freaking names, and I don't want to do that. I lost. It's 15 years now that I'm using that system. I lost, it's no. So, are other questions?
We have one, but I will ask it tomorrow since Richard keeps trying to talk to me and stream is
Okay.
basically 20 minutes
Okay.
left. So.
No problem. Okay, so tomorrow we go a little bit further. So tomorrow we go to the field naming,
Yes.
which will be much simpler than this, and we try to do our field naming, layout naming, and script naming, and the third day I'm going to go to the syntax on the calculation. Okay.
Yes, no, that makes perfect sense. That'll be fun. Thank you very much, Nick.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Have a good one.
For coming, and we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!